Now, 7pace, another one that we are reviewing today. Now, what did the guys say? They said it's similar to Trackit in terms of organizational size, detailed reporting, and scalability. Good for users that seek a calendar interface. So that's the thing here. So what I just said there, time entries are displayed as time blocks using a calendar interface. So this all comes down to how you prefer to see your data. I love this. Can log time spent on item or sub-item. I'm a sub-items fan. I quite like them. Some people are, some people aren't. I like that you can log time spent on a sub-item. I find it quite handy there as well to break things down even further. Your dashboard widgets are kind of cool. I'll show you some of those. Multiple people can add time on the same item simultaneously. We can do that with Trackit as well. Actually, no, I don't think we can with Trackit. I'll come back to you on that. But yeah, that just makes it good if you've got a bunch of people working on the same projects all at the same time. I liked the bird's eye views, my time and all times, which are boards that show data from all of your boards that you've got connected. So from a management perspective, being able to just have that quick look, and I'll show you it, is really nice. Easy custom fields, easy categories. It's very much the sort of Monday methodology of you can make it your own. So it feels quite nice to use. It feels comfortable. It doesn't have a super steep learning curve. All right, there's no timer button. So those little start stop buttons that we were using on the other ones, it's not there. Editing and deleting entries are restricted to admins. So you kind of have to make sure that your staff do it right first time. Otherwise, you as an admin are going to be stuck with a bunch of requests going back and saying, can you fix this? I left it going too long, or I added 13 hours instead of 1 hour and 30 minutes, or I did a typo here. So that ability to edit for people to be able to edit their own entries would be kind of nice. There's no approval process, but there is on the roadmap. And I actually really like the way these guys handle customer wish list, and I'll show you that a little bit later. There's no mobile app. It's not available. There's not available on the Monday mobile app yet, but again, that is on their roadmap. So I wouldn't necessarily discard this because of either of those things. And just like with the last one, all users can see all times logged. So there is that possibility there if you do have certain things that you do want kept hidden. Not so easy on this one. I did another video there, but I'm going to show you live again. Hey, where are we? We are in 7pace now. See, we've actually got a few more boards here, and two of those you'll see have the little 7pace icon next to them or logo next to them, and they were those bird's eye view that I mentioned before. So again, this looks pretty similar to those high level, low level boards where we've got tasks. But what we can see here is we've put in the different rate and the planned budget. So you can start to turn hours into dollars. Again, our planned hours spent, total hours. Exactly what we're used to from the other ones there. I've got a couple of tasks board here because we were testing doing things different ways. Here's the sub items bit. You can do it on, give it a sec. You can do it on sub items. Makes me really excited because I quite like it. Again, what I said before, there's no start stop button, but there are these little buttons with preset times, which is kind of cool. So I will save that in there. There we go. I spent 1 hour preparing that scenario. And that was on the sub item, which was really cool. You can see I've played with the sub item a fair bit because there's 24 hours being spent on it of me adding different things. Again, you can click back up to your project if you need to. Go to a different one. I hope there's some hours actually against this one. No, there's not. But we've got 8 hours planned, 8 hours remaining. I like that interface. I like being able to see that just in that really nice one spot there. And again, I can add half an hour there if I want to. I can change the date there too. I can't track for somebody else though in there. So we can start to see there's that total hours spent. I just added that half hour in there. Taskboard 2 we had set up a little differently from memory. We started to put some deadline stuff in there, but then for this demo decided not to do that. But we do have sub item in there again as well. So very similar. So it's just a different board. There. So again, you can do it from each item individually, and that comes back up to your projects where we've got how many hours spent and then the budget spent. So we've gone 31 times 30, 930. So we can see that we can turn that into dollars. Now we could format that as a dollars column if we wanted to make that a little bit clearer there. Dashboard that the guys built using, see where we've got the little icons there? This is using some of their custom widgets as well as some of our own stuff. So we can see based on whatever filters we've got going, we've spent 13 hours. We've got 273 remaining. That's again one of the 7-paced ones there. On that new website, we've done 4 lots of hours for a total of 7. So, sorry, 4 tracking sessions for a total of 7 against that one. This is just showing you the types of widgets and types of dashboards that you can build. And most of this is just normal Monday stuff, just pulling in the information from the entries that you've put in through 7-pace. So you can see there, you've got the different tasks there. Again, normal Monday stuff, that budget planned, different ways of showing that, hours spent versus hours planned. Export, just like I showed you on the last one, this is what it can look like when it's exported, just that really sort of Excel-y style table where everything doesn't look super pretty, but it's all the exact same data we were looking at before, just in a way that you can export it and chuck it into MYOB or Xero. My time. This one is kind of cool because this is where that timesheet sits. So instead of having your timesheet and your time sitting in as a tab inside a board like it was for Track It, this one, kind of cool, has its own spot and really easy to see as well because, again, it's got that little icon there. So super easy for your users. I just find that a really nice UX to come in. You can see whether something was a sub item. That's the sub items bit that I love again. I spent half an hour photo shoot and an hour preparing scenario. And again, as with everything Monday, if I click on something, it takes me straight to it. Beauty of Monday. So I can add time from here. I can choose a sub item or an item from that board. I can look for a different board. Again, I've got a few hundred, so I'm not going to run you through all of them, but I could go that. I'm not going to hit save because I actually don't know which board that is. I think that's our proper boards. But I could make it a time frame from that time. I can go backwards in date. I can add comments, all sorts of things there to have that tracked. Timesheet was empty. There we go. That week was a week where I did a lot of mock-up testing there. I can see, just a nice little timesheet view. And then I can jump back to current week if I want to. Again, this is where I said before, it has that calendar view. I can even click and drag things around, which is handy, and it'll make that change everywhere else. I can add time directly from here. This is all just about what I said before, people seeing things the way they like to work or the way they like to see things, which is what most of us love about Monday anyway. I often use the example of some people love Kanban view, some people hate it. The beauty of Monday, you can have both with the same data and the same information moves from spot to spot. So, if you've got somebody who hates Kanban view and somebody that absolutely loves it, or someone that likes your calendar view and somebody that hates it, you can use both. It's the same data everywhere. That's not like somebody going, no, I prefer to track things in my calendar because that's what makes sense to me. And then another person going, I'm going to put it into a spreadsheet and send it to you at the end of the month. It's all here. All times, nice handy one for managers. You can see everybody's times. Log times, what workspace it was in, the parent item, the date. You can copy all of that to another board if you want to, just with a single button, which is really nice. You've got your filters up here of your times and dates, your normal filters there. Person is this, or your group is this. You've got all of your normal Monday style filters there. You can sort by person, sort by date, sort by how long. So it's a really nice way. That's that bird's eye view that I was speaking about before of, I've got current month there. I could do the last month. I can do just this week, seeing where my staff are actually spending their time straight away there. So that's nice. You can export it straight away there as well. So just a single button. Employee list. This is one way of doing it, where you've got your employees in as an item in here where we start to add roles and rates, which is really cool. Where, say, Alex is a designer and he charges out at $30 per hour. And that's how we got these budget amounts. So we know that if Alex, I think it was, yep, If Alex is working on this project, it's costing 30 an hour out of the project dollars. Whereas if Max starts working on the project because we need a developer to jump in, that's going to cost $50 an hour, and we'll start to see that we are going over budget, or we don't have as many hours left because we're eating up into it dollars wise. So you can actually start to assign those roles, which are in another board here just to show you. You can start to assign those roles to different humans to know just how much should be charged out to the client, depending on who's tracking the time against the item. All right, that I think was pretty much it. Yeah, I showed you through the dashboard, didn't I? The export example, that's what it looks like when it's exported. So that is 7Pace. Now, 7Pace is track it, good for those bigger teams, good for those bigger organizations, or people who really rely on tracking their staff's time. So you might only be small, but you might need this level of needing to add hours to, what type of person is tracking, or needing to, add those, not hours, sorry, add dollars to the hours. That kind of thing is really easy in here, and being able to really sort of make it yours in that way. So I think we've covered this. I wanted to show you, this is what I said before about this company is really good at listening to customer requests and actually getting it done. So similar to what Monday kind of does, they've got their roadmap out. It's public. What's planned or requested, what's in progress, under construction, release. This is where somebody might have requested something, and then you can vote on it as a person who uses it. Is there something that you want as well? Yeah. If you think it's pretty critical, hit critical, and they'll start listening. They'll prioritize it. I read quite a few things about people actually really appreciating that the business does this. And I think that's really important when you're choosing something that costs money and something for a business that you're going to implement across the business, is knowing that, all right, so it might not have this feature here, but it's on its way. Here are some under consideration, some that, and it's split up, but you can go in there and have a look. You can submit ideas, you can do a search. Personally, I find that really good. It shows that they're proactive, it shows that they are listening, and it shows that it's only going to get better.